Did you know that some presidents are secret billionaires due to the privilege of concealing their assets through their power? With Elon Musk's net worth ascending up to $219 billion, as per the world's billionaires, it's hard to imagine anyone richer than him. But while tech billionaires have to answer to shareholders, the presidents of the world don't answer to anyone. This is why we've analysed all of the world's presidents to discover which ones are the richest of them all. Just wait until you learn about the president with a 7,000 model car collection. So, coming in 5th place, we're taking a quick trip to Africa. Nigeria is the richest African country by GDP, so it's no surprise that its president is also one of the wealthiest individuals in the continent, with a net worth of $8.4 billion. Rich both in political power and in assets, Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu has a growing business portfolio with big affiliations with Oando, one of the biggest African energy multinationals. But no one can deny that his 2 terms as Lagos state governor and his current presidency were a key part in increasing his net worth. Chief Tinubu owns a $1 million residence in Ikoyi, Lagos, and his son purchased an $11 million London, UK mansion through one of Tinubu's firms. He owns one of the largest luxury car collections in Africa, including a G-Wagon, multiple Mercedes-Benz cars, a Range Rover and other undisclosed vehicles. But the cherry on top is his private plane, the undoubted mark of a billionaire, called the Bombardier Global Express XRS. Just this asset is valued at $60 million, with maintenance fees costing $1 million yearly. But even that pales in comparison with what the next head of state has to offer, the President of the United Arab Emirates. We're talking about Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. With a net worth estimated at $18 billion, he has more than double that of Chief Tinubu. His wealth comes mostly from his stakes in Dubai Holdings, the largest property owner in the UAE, with brands including Zara Home, Dubai Media City, and real estate in practically all of the primary business districts of Dubai. This also makes him the largest shareholder in multinational companies like HSBC and Sony. His Highness also owns the world's 2nd largest yacht, the Dubai, a mind-blowing nautical giant 524 feet long, just 320 feet less than the Titanic. No doubt part of his wealth also comes from his political positions as the ruler of Dubai and Prime Minister and Vice President of the UAE since 2006, inheriting the role from his brother. Through these, he also technically owns the Emirates airline, DP World, one of the biggest multinational logistic companies, and the Jumeirah Group, a luxury hotel chain that owns most of those glitzy Dubai hotels you'll see on social media. But he's still not the richest president in the Middle East. For that award goes to someone else. It's Mohammed bin Salman, Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, and also the richest president in both Asia and the Middle East. While his net worth is a staggering $25 billion, most impressive is his family holdings. The House of Saud has a combined net worth of $1.4 trillion, surpassing even that of the British. We go into more detail about the secrets of the House of Saud in this video here, so make sure to check it out if you'd like to learn more about the Saudi Arabian royal lifestyle. So, Salman engaged in stock trading even during his college and law school days, and by the time he came into power, his stocks portfolio multiplied into the hundreds of millions. Well, you know what they say, to make money investing, you should really have a lot of money to start with, and this guy had a monthly allowance of more than $250,000. So, what does the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia spend his money on? For starters, he owns the most expensive oil painting in the world, Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi, purchased at a Christie's auction for nearly $500,000, more than double the price of a Lambo. He also paid $300 million for the Chateau Louis XIV in France, known by some as the world's most expensive homes. It has 10 bedrooms, indoor and outdoor pools, a cinema, wine cellar, and even a moat with a transparent underwater chamber. So it should be shocking that there's not one but 2 heads of the estate even richer than him, with the next spot being occupied by the Sultan of Brunei. Coming up on the 2nd spot with a sky-high fortune estimated at $30 billion is Hassan al-Bolkiah ibn Omar Ali Saifuddin III. Brunei is smaller than California, Delaware, and even Connecticut, and yet it's an incredibly rich country. How so? Oil, of course. Oil and natural gas, which have made its sultan so fabulously rich that in 1997 he was the world's richest man. although he'd later be succeeded by Bill Gates and other tech billionaires. The Sultan's car collection is not only the largest in the world, but also the most extravagant. Want to know why? Well, let's start by saying that he owns 11 Ferrari F40s, each averaging $2,407,651 in price. That's a lot on its own, but the Sultan wasn't satisfied with all of them having the same basic design. So he ordered 10 of these to undergo cosmetic and performance modifications performed by Italian car designer firm Pininfarina. They were fitted with air conditioning, a radio, electric windows, and a tillable steering wheel column. But then he also purchased a collection of 10 of the 106 only McLaren F1s produced, each valued between $8 million and $13.5 million. But then he outdid himself with his Rolls-Royce collection. Let's just say that the Sultan holds the Guinness World Record for the largest private Rolls-Royce collection, with more than 500 of these, most of them customized. We could literally create a whole separate video detailing the rest of his car collection. But just to provide you with an idea, the estimated value of the 7,000 car collection is over $5 billion. And that's just cars. Even more impressive is his house. He lives in the Istana Nurul Iman, a mind-boggling 2.2 million square feet royal residence, 3 times bigger than the Buckingham Palace. It costs $1.4 billion to build in 1984 and contains 1,788 rooms, 257 bathrooms, a banquet hall that can accommodate up to 5,000 guests, and a mosque that can hold up to 1,500 people. It also includes a 110-car garage, 5 swimming pools, and an air-conditioned stable for the Sultan's collection of 200 polo ponies. Is there anything this man does not collect? And how could he be on our list without having his own private jet? Well, the Sultan's own is golden. It's said that he spent so much for his son's wedding in 2015 that even the bridal bouquet was crafted from precious stones, diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and more. And if you thought that was mind-blowing, then wait until you discover who's in the first place. It's none other than Vladimir Putin. What's interesting here is how everyone seems to just agree that Vladimir Putin is the richest president in the world, but no one knows exactly by how much. But to provide you with an idea, Putin's fortune is so huge that US President Joe Biden considered sanctioning part of it, considering how it's unclear how a lifelong public official accumulated more money than the world's most affluent tech billionaires. Forbes itself called figuring Putin's net worth harder than the heirs, other heads of state, and even drug lords of the world. Not helping matters is how uncovering private wealth is difficult in Russia. The editor of Forbes Russia, Paul Klebnikov, was shot in the streets of Moscow in 2004 while uncovering the fortunes of Russia's earliest oligarchs. First, his $100 million super yacht, the Cossack car, which comes fully staffed with a helipad, dining area, and cocktail bar. His mansion is worth $1 billion, located on the banks of the Black Sea coast of Russia. It has a swimming pool made of marble and is decorated with statues of various Greek gods. It also comes with a wine cellar, theatre, and a club. His private jet is known as the Flying Kremlin, which is practically a flying military fortress. It has no windows and can supposedly withstand a nuclear blast. No one knows how much it cost to build, but everyone agrees that it was expensive. There's no doubt that a big part of Putin's alleged net worth comes from his relationships with the Russian oligarchs. For example, in a theory proposed by the murdered founding editor Paul Klebnikov, it would seem like Putin arrested a rising Russian oligarch named Mikhail Khodorkovsky back in 2003, convicted of fraud and tax evasion. Khodorkovsky owned Yukos, a company that accounted for 17% of Russia's oil production. All of his employees were well connected within the Kremlin. His assets were frozen and his company was broken up. After this arrest, Klebnikov theorized that Putin made a deal with all other Russian billionaires. They had to give him 50% of his wealth and he'd let them keep the other 50%, or he'd take 100% of it and throw them into jail. Will these net worths stay the same forever? It's unlikely that Putin will be surpassed in wealth while alive. But after a couple of years, Mohammed bin Salman could very well become the richest head of state in the world by the time he becomes king, due to his various investments. Which of these lavish lifestyles surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time for more.